When I meet people for the first time, usually I think they would probably say I'm either a bitch or I'm quiet, and then actually get to know me. What shocks them the most is my madness.
We're not doing any fashion struggle here. Well, a queen goes around with her crown or her tail, darling, and whichever day you get, breakfast is still served.
No, I mean like that. You guys are not people that will take bullets for.
What?
Charlie, don't you know?
No. Finally, the Real Housewives of Lagos is back with a second season. And guys, I'm just super excited. I am super excited, more excited because I've actually seen the first episode before. I saw it on Saturday. If you all recall, as at last week, I kept on telling you all that I had engagement to attend. On Saturday, it was about that, yes. So I attended the premiere of the show and I watched the first episode, and oh my God, I was so blown away. I was so impressed, was so excited, and it took the grace of God for me to exercise control to not give you all spoilers. Yes, you know the thing about premieres, you cannot, start giving spoilers, right? You have to wait till the show is officially released, right? So I had to exercise patience up until this day, and oh my God, I cannot believe that this day has finally come. So the show is available on Showmax as usual. Go ahead, catch up with it, because trust me, this is going to be an exciting season. There's a lot for us to talk about. Yes, we're going to be discussing about a lot, and especially this particular first episode, it came with a banger. So much drama, and guys, quite shocking development. Yes, if I do say so myself, because some people that are known for certain behaviors, guys, they've sort of changed, and now it's others that had a certain a certain level of grace to them that are now doing the unusual in this new season. So guys, trust me, there's a lot to talk about and I cannot wait to spill. So please go ahead, watch to the end of this video because there's a lot to unpack, all right? And officially, you are all welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen. Please subscribe. Now, all of that said, let's quickly dive into the details of the first episode of the season 2 of the Real Housewives of Lagos. Now, before we get into the details, the nitty-gritty of this first episode, can we first of all acknowledge the few major changes, yes, that were quite evident in this first episode? I mean, guys, I'm speaking about Mariam, number one. Mariam came with so much energy, so much main character energy, as a matter of fact. And if you all recall the Mariam of the previous season, Mariam was kind of subdued. She tried so much to stand out in that group, but there was always the presence of Toyin, her very good friend, that kept on sort of suppressing her voice. And at some point, she had to kind of, I don't know if I should call it kiss ass a bit, to be accepted into the group, or also kind of inherited certain beefs, amongst the women just to be accepted into the group. And then we also saw how she failed woefully during the reunion, right, where she tried desperately to assert herself. Yes, but the Mariam I am seeing this season, guys, she came back with a lot of spice. She came back with a lot of banging, mouthed jabs, shades, and guys, hey, you see all those shade that she used to mention in the previous season? She came with all of them this season, and frankly speaking, I am loving it. Now, another person worthy of mentioning is Laura. Guys, I was quite surprised when Laura owned up to all the bullshit that she actually displayed in the previous season. And I'm like, wow, what changed? We're gonna find out as the season progresses, because now I'm trying so hard not to be too hasty to jumping into conclusions about the personalities of these women. Yes, the show just started, so I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed, but I could not help but notice that Laura sort of piped down in this first episode. And then the third person worthy of mentioning is Iyabo Ojo. Guys, I know that Iyabo has always been an instigator, but what I did not know was that Iyabo could just outrightly be a troublemaker, because in this new season, hey, my God, Iyabo was just outrightly poking people. She's just outrightly antagonizing people. And it was quite interesting to see that she wasn't even antagonizing already existing members of that group. No, instead, she chose to pick on the new girls in the group. I'm speaking about Tanya Omotayo and Faith Murray. I hope I got the pronunciation of her name correct. Yes. So I saw that and I'm like, wow, where is this pettiness, this maliciousness coming from? So guys, watch out for these three people that I have mentioned, because it seems as though this season in a way is going to revolve around them. Yes, there's a possibility that that's going to be the case, but hey, let's get into the detailed analysis of this first episode. So this episode opens up with Mariam and Toyin's lunch date. Now, Mariam had rented an entire restaurant just to have conversations with Toyin. Now, according to her, she had a lot on her chest to onboarding. Yes, she felt offended by one of Toyin's confessional, where Toyin had said that because she had invited some girls to an event, that she has sort of lost trust for Mariam. So that was quite hurtful to Mariam, and she had decided to have that conversation with Toyin. Although in their conversation, Toyin said that she could not understand her reason for saying what she had said. That if she actually said it, then yes, she said it. But her reason for saying that, she could not remember. Yes. And then Toyin had accused Mariam of not being sensitive enough to call her when she lost her pregnancy. I mean, guys, if you all recall, there was this speculation that Toyin was pregnant in the first season. I don't know if it was actually a speculation or it was actually something she revealed in the group on the show. Guys, I can't really remember at this point, but yes, Toyin was pregnant and she had lost the pregnancy. It was a big deal. The media carried it all around for weeks. Yes. So Toyin had accused Mariam of not checking in on her, you know, that even Laura, that they have issues, had actually been so kind as to check up on her. But then Mariam was saying that Toyin had lied during her confessionals, that Toyin was lying, that she had actually called Toyin. Anyways, moving on. Now, turns out that 1 year later, Chioma and Iyabo Ojo's friendship has really blossomed into both of them calling each other, is it besties or my G or my baby girl? Guys, you know all those endearment terms that exist between best friends? Yes. So their friendship has actually blossomed up to that. Now, guys, if you all recall the events that led to this their newfound sweetness in their friendship, now you recall that Caroline was at the middle of it all. Yes. And you know what they say about relationships that have a feud involving other people as the foundation, you know that it never lasts. But hey, I'm not praying for anything bad to happen to their friendship, but I'm just saying that the foundation of that friendship, not really, I don't know, kind of shady to me, yeah. But the point is, they are in a very, very good place. And they had met up in Chioma's restaurant, that's Brass and Couples. Chioma has still not gotten over Toyin's aggression, Toyin's attack against her or towards her during the reunion. If you all cast your mind back to the reunion, Toyin had been physically aggressive towards Chioma. She had almost gotten physical with Chioma, had almost slapped Chioma, as a matter of fact, during the reunion. During one of the altercations, it was Iyabo that had actually saved the day by getting in between them and blocking the slap or the punch from hitting Chioma's face. Now, it also turned out that the drama did not end there. Rumor had it, as at that time, that hours later, after the whole drama had happened, that Toyin's husband had actually attacked and assaulted Chioma's personal assistant, Solomon. Yes, so it was quite dirty at that point in time. The internet was on fire. Everybody was talking about it. Yes, so during their meeting in this particular scene, Chioma had expressed her hurt and a dislike for Toyin's husband. As a matter of fact, she had even called Toyin's husband a thing, that nobody should bring that thing close to her. She had gone ahead to declare that she was not interested in mending fences with Toyin, because Toyin is an aggressive person and she lies a lot. And guys, Chioma just went ahead to express herself. Now, Iyabo was saying that she would have loved for both of them to have a sit down, have a conversation, that she was going to be in the middle. But for Chioma, she does not want to have anything at all to do with Toyin or her husband. Now, from the next scene, turned out that Chioma wasn't the only person that Toyin had actually offended. There was also Laura, her friend of over 10 years. Now, Laura was caught up in a phone conversation with Mariam, who was inviting her to some sort of retreat, you know, with the women. Yes. And that was where Laura was talking about how she was not interested in, you know, having Toyin around or even interested in their friendship because Toyin had actually betrayed her. Now, guys, once again, if you cast your mind back to the previous season, you recall that scene where the ladies, I think it was actually Iyabo Ojo that called for that meeting, yes. So they had called for a meeting for Laura to trash out her issues with all the ladies, and it had gone south. It had turned into an almost physical fight between Caroline and Laura. Yes, guys, it was dirty. And that was a particular episode where we were all upset with Chioma because she had sat down there and watched Caroline get attacked by Laura. Yes, so it was quite messy. It was really dirty. And Laura had tearfully walked out on all the women because according to her, Toyin had sat down there and watched other women talk down on her, and Toyin, as a friend, had not done anything about it. So she had got upset and she had left. Even when they had traveled to Dubai, I think they had tried settling their dispute, but guys, I actually thought that they actually resolved their issues. Now I'm surprised that in this new season, Laura is saying that she does not want to have anything to do with Toyin anymore. And I'm like, these women will never cease to amaze me. They always surprise me. I mean, 1 minute, you think they're actually good. You think they've resolved all their differences. And then the next minute, you're hearing more drama from God knows where. Quite exhausting. But no, I'm not tired yet to, this isn't just started. Who am I to get exhausted just now in just episode 1? When I'm yet to see the multiple dramas that will be unfolding in, you know, subsequent episodes? No way. Laura visits her friend Faith. And that was where we get to meet Faith officially for this new season. And she describes herself as a 6 feet tall Amazon queen. Yes, I mean, guys, indeed, she's beautiful and she's owning her crown. She's owning her beauty. She's owning her height. I mean, she's just beautiful, very stunning. Has a son, an 11-year-old son. Yes, she's an entrepreneur of multiple businesses. Yes, and according to Laura, Faith is in Nigeria to grow her business. And so as a good friend, she's trying to link her up with the women that she has in her circle, you know, the people that she hangs out with. And guys, it was quite interesting, yeah, to listen to their conversation during their lunch, you know, where Laura was giving Faith a heads up that, listen, these women are really cool, they're nice, they're all whatnot, but you need to be careful. Yes, you need to be careful. You need to come prepared because she herself has had issues with maybe 1 or 2 of them, and this is what happened, that is what happened. So I loved the fact that she actually gave Faith a heads up. Yes, and I also loved Faith's, you know, thoughts about all of that in her confessionals, because according to her, if you are saying that these women are nice, you've said it like over and over and over again in 1 minute, and then in the same breath you are saying that I need to be careful, then I totally need to come with a long spoon to dine with these people. And guys, that is nothing but the truth. Then, just as Laura had met with her friend Faith and had plans of introducing her to the group, there was also Chioma that was meeting up with her friend Tanya. Now, according to Chioma, she and Tanya have been friends for over 8 years, and at some point Tanya was an ambassador to her brand, the Good Hair brand. Yes, and they've been very good friends ever since, and she had plans of, you know, introducing Tanya to the group as well. She had even had a conversation with Mariam, who had called at that point in time in a salon, you know, to introduce Tanya to Mariam, and Mariam said it was okay for her to bring along Tanya. Now, Tanya in person, you know, got to introduce herself to us. We got to meet her. Tanya is very sweet, and I'm going to be frank with you all. Iyabo Ojo was not wrong when she said Tanya reminded her of Caroline. Yes, because when I saw Tanya, the first person that came to my mind was Caroline, and I was thinking like, okay, are these producers trying to bring a replacement for Caroline, you know? And this time around, they really went all out to look for someone that really looked like Caroline. Yes, because Tanya is equally mixed race. She's equally really white. Yes, and so there was also that touch of class that she brought with her. Very beautiful, elegant. She's a wife, she's a mother, she has a daughter, and I really loved that introduction, the way she talked about herself, her brand, her business, and that little part of having a bit of craze that she has. Guys, me, that's the part me I want to see. I cannot wait to see that madness that she's going to display for all of us. But I also love how she has this whimsical feel about her. Yes, you know, guys, I'm already loving her vibe. I'm already loving her vibe. Yes, but anyways, there were plans for Tanya to join the ladies in their mini retreat that Mariam was setting up for the women already. Now, before Mariam's event, Iyabo had the opportunity to meet with Faith. And that is because her daughter Priscilla had been having conversations with Faith to model some of her fashion pieces for her. Now, Iyabo had gone for the photo shoot with her daughter, had met Faith officially, had kind of warmed up to her, but in her confessionals, she was of the opinion that she was not in support of her daughter modeling for Faith. And according to her, it is because her daughter is equally in the fashion business. Yes. And so she wouldn't want her daughter to, you know, mix up her brand with any other person's brand, which kind of made sense. I mean, any mother would want to look out for their child in that way. But guys, it made me think a lot. It made me put out a tweet. Yes, because I put out a tweet asking a question that, okay, could Iyabo's decision be based solely on the fact that her daughter and Faith do not only operate in the same line of business, but are equally small businesses? Could that be the reason? Because guys, I was equally thinking that, okay, what if a major brand in Nigeria, before we even take it international, what if a major brand in Nigeria that's already established, that already has prestige, you know, on the global market, what if they now come forward and want her daughter to model some of their pieces, you know, probably just make the daughter a brand ambassador? Is she going to equally refuse? Will she equally refuse, you know, such an offer? Guys, what do you think about that? Please go ahead, share your thoughts with us in the comment section, because I'm really curious about that. I mean, I understand where she's reasoning from, but I'm also thinking about the many possibilities, you know, that can stem from the kind of connections that she has in the entertainment industry. There might be a major deal. So is she going to say that, oh, because her daughter equally has a fashion line or a clothing line, so her daughter should not model for any other major brand? Guys, I'm quite curious. So please go ahead, let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. And so finally, it was the D-Day of Mariam's distressing event. Yes, as she called it. Yes, and oh my God, the shades. The shades that was just flying left, right, and center. It was hilarious. I was having a good laugh, but then some of them kind of posed concerns for me, and I'm going to talk about them. All right, now, the ladies, you know, walked into the center one after the other. Mariam first, you know, courtesy of being the host, and according to her, there was not going to be any alcohol for that event, you know, so that everybody would speak with a clear mind and distress of all the toxicity that has been building up, you know, amongst them. And so she walked in first, and then there was also Iyabo Ojo. She was quite excited to see Iyabo. Chioma walked in looking overly dressed as usual. There was also Tanya that walked in, and the moment Tanya walked in, Mariam and Iyabo were already looking at her like, okay, she reminds me of the other woman. She reminds me of Caroline. She looks like Caroline. And Tanya was looking really confused because, according to her, she does not even know who they are talking about. She's never met this person, and so she's going to not take offense at all at what they were saying. But guys, I kind of found it rude that they were outrightly staring at her, you know, and making those statements. Guys, I found it quite offensive. And you could tell that Tanya was kind of uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable. Chioma herself as well was quite uncomfortable, because if you all recall, Caroline was actually Chioma's bestie, you know, last season before they had their fallout in the final episode. Yes, so it was kind of like an awkward moment for all of them. Yes, it was an awkward moment because even Iyabo did not have a pleasant experience with Caroline towards the end of last season. Guys, we all know what happened. There's no need to going back into it. Now, the person that I did not really understand her reaction was Mariam. Hence the reason I had said at the start of this video that Mariam tried inheriting people's beef just to be relevant in that season. And her reaction at Tanya walking into the group was just evident enough that this one, you're still thriving on that inherited beef. You know, probably trying to prove to Iyabo that, hey, I am your G, I'm on you. You know, probably trying to prove to Iyabo Ojo that, hey, I'm your G, I'm on your side, blah, blah, blah. So guys, that moment did not really sit well with me at all. But anyways, moving on, by this time, Laura had also arrived, and there were already shades about what she was wearing, that she was looking overly branded with a particular brand's clothing. Yes, and Laura did not send anybody because she was excited, you know, at what she was wearing and also meeting the ladies again. And in a way, Chioma and Laura were kind of relieved that Toyin was not going to be joining them, because earlier, prior to that gathering, Toyin and Mariam had spoken via a phone call, and it turned out that she was not even in the town. Yes, she had actually traveled out of state to another state for an event. Yes, so Toyin was not there, and according to Chioma, she was quite relieved that the person she did not want to see was not there. Now, it was at that point in time that Faith made our entrance.
If you know Lagos, babe, they show up and they show up. So I came like the premium babe that I am.
Guys, Faith was looking so regal. She was looking like the queen that she calls herself to be. She was looking amazing. She was looking fantastic. Tall like a tall glass of champagne, looking fabulous. But then she had this very, very long, ridiculous train attached to her dress. And guys, I'm going to be frank with you all. I kind of geared towards the sentiment of the other ladies that was over the top. But at the same time, I could not really blame Faith, because if you think about it, Faith knows Laura too well. She knows that these women could be very, very, let's say, excessive with their outfits, especially Lagos big women, Lagos rich women, Lagos socialites. They tend to do the most when it comes to playing dress up, right? And Faith is fully aware of this, you know, beauty standard, this show up standard that women have in Lagos. And so I feel like that was what sort of informed what she was wearing, and also inclusive of her own fashion style. Yes, she likes being exaggerated with her dressing, and I just felt like she just had to come that way, right? Make an appearance, make an entrance, because of course she did not really understand what the meeting was going to be all about. Yes, so she had made that entrance, and woof, her entrance did not come without some bashes from some of the women, specifically Iyabo and Mariam.
I really don't care, to be honest. If you don't like me, that's a personal opinion. I like me, and that's all that counts.
I mean, guys, Iyabo had a truckload of things to say, and at some point, I started feeling sorry for Faith, because it felt like Iyabo came specifically to come and attack Faith. And there was a way she went about it. She made it look like she had never met Faith before. And guys, I was baffled, like, come on, Iyabo, cut her some slack, give her a break. You met this person, you know, with your daughter some days ago, so why are you acting like you've never seen her from Adam? You've never seen her from anywhere. And guys, Faith's comportment, her composure, needs to be studied, because regardless of the reaction of the women, I mean, according to what we were shown, she was so composed. You know, she maintained beauty, she maintained calmness, she maintained poise, and I'm like, yes, queen, that is how it should be. I mean, guys, even the way Iyabo even started her attacks, it just did not make sense to me at all. Yes, it was quite hilarious, no doubt, yes, but at some point it almost passed for pettiness and maliciousness. And it was at that point in time that I said to myself that, nah, Iyabo is gonna definitely be the troublemaker of this season, because she even did worse much later. But before we get to that worse that she did, she first of all started by, oh, we invited her. And that was when Mariam had, you know, asked Faith about herself, to introduce herself. And she was like, oh, that's too fast. First of all, who invited her? I'm like, come on. That is rude. Yeah, but if they do it to you, you will not even like it at all. You first of all start telling us about all your achievements in life and your age, right? But you're doing it to someone else now. It doesn't really make sense. And this is also coming from you that has actually met this person before. Not nice. Not nice. But anyways, not to take it too deep, not to take it too personal, moving on, she was already complaining about the train that was attached to Faith's dress. According to her, that was too much. What was it signifying? She was dressing too much. And Faith was just calmly telling them that, well, that she's a queen and it's either she comes with a crown or a train. Iyabo during her confessionals she was already heated, like she was already going to explode. She was already pissed. Mariam too had a lot to say in a confessional. Tanya, on the other hand, was kind of quiet, watching everything, and she felt like that the outfit was kind of nice, but it was for the wrong occasion. Yes, which was true, but at least she said it in a nicer way. Now, Chioma decided to match energy with Iyabo, and that was where she was asking Faith, how old are you? And I'm like, really? How do you ask a grown-ass woman her age? That is wrong on all levels. If the person is not your best friend, the person is not your sibling, you do not go about asking people their age. You don't do that, especially not to a stranger, not to someone you're just meeting. And guys, on behalf of Faith, I found that to be too forward from Chioma. I felt like, no, Chioma, no, you're doing too much at this point in time. Because at that point in time, Iyabo and Mariam, they were already doing the most. So Chioma asking that question just felt like, nah, she just wanted to add insult upon injury. And I love the fact that Faith had to piss on that question. Faith was like, well, I'm 50. Which was more like, hey, I said what I said. Make of it what you will. Yes. And Chioma was looking at her like, I mean, guys, you could tell that already the women were already creating this negative perception about Faith, like, oh, maybe she's too proud or whatnot. And I'm like, well, you did not give her a chance. She just walked into the room and you already have your conclusions about her, that she's proud. And of course, Iyabo was the one that was spearheading that perception. And guys, I won't be surprised if that perception becomes the same narrative that these women created against Caroline in the previous season. But fingers crossed, I'm over here, I'm still watching. Now, in the course of their conversation, Laura had dropped a bomb. Yes, that created an awkward silence. Now, she was explaining, or should I say responding to comments about her friendship that had gone south with Toyin. And that was where she had said that, well, she doesn't really care about Toyin, she's done with the friendship. And then she had said that she would never take a bullet for any of the women in the group. And everybody was shocked to silence. But they had a lot to say during their confessionals though, because all of them were saying, well, they will never ever take a bullet for her as well, because they don't see her like that. And guys, I'm like, well, Laura said what she said, because that's the truth. It's not like any of those women will willingly take a bullet for her, because guys, they already have their perceptions about her. So she did not lie. Yeah, because the feeling is mutual. Anyways, the therapist walked into the room, spoke to the women briefly, and told them to take a paper and write about the issues that they all have, in the group. And guys, these women had very, very interesting descriptions of what their issues are. And beginning with Chioma, Chioma's issue is that she has a problem with Toyin for her lies and the violence that she had actually meted out on her during their reunion. Now, she had written something about, oh, we can all be mad. I mean, guys, it was very obvious that Chioma was still very, very mad at Toyin. Yes, but guys, personally, I cannot wait to see both of them in the same room together, because I want to hear the bass that will come out. Now, for Iyabo, she said Faith's train is stressing her out. And also the new girl, Tanya is also stressing her out because she's reminding her of the mixed race biatch. Sorry guys, let me check precisely what she had actually said. Yeah, the mixed race biatch that she's referring to Caroline. And once again, guys, I felt like that was just really rude. That was very rude. And you could tell that she was kind of gunning for something. But once again, I appreciated Tanya's silence because in a confessional, she said, well, she doesn't know this person and so she's not going to take offense. And silent she was. Now, for Mariam was like, oh, she couldn't understand why the ladies were finding it so difficult to get along. And I'm like, Mariam, not you trying to act like, you know, the neutral body right there when already you've picked your side. You've inherited beefs already. You've taken sides already. And Iyabo called her out. I think Iyabo and also Laura, they called her out. They said, you're trying to come and claim that you're a saint here, whereas you are also having issues with Toyin. Because definitely she must have said something to Iyabo for them to have said what they said. Anyways, afterwards, the women had their pamper session, and it was when Iyabo had received that gift from Mariam and was about to leave that she literally did the most, guys. This woman literally walked all over Faith's train. Like, you see that long train that was attached to her dress? She stepped on it. She walked on it, and the ladies were like, Iyabo. She went away like she was leaving, and then she came back and walked all over it again. And guys, while she was doing that, I was really mad at it. I said, nah, you don't do that. Maybe it's for sure, it's fine. And once again, I really appreciated, what's her name now, Faith's composure. I really appreciated the way she was calm, she was composed, she didn't make a fuss about it, she was just calm, she was quiet. But Iyabo did what she did, and it was very obvious that she was looking for a reaction. And guys, I'm like, come on Iyabo. If somebody else did this to you, we'll not hear the last of it. But look at what you did. Are you proud of yourself? Are you happy with yourself? And you see, earlier when she was speaking about what Faith was wearing, she was, you know, attacking Faith based on the fact that, oh, the last time I saw you at your photo shoot, you were looking simple, you were not overdressed. What happens now? Why are you overdressed? So it was like she was taking offense at the fact that Faith actually really dressed well for the event. And I'm like, Iyabo, don't do that. It's not nice, it's not cute. It's not cute. But anyways, from snippets for episode 2, guys, there were a lot of confrontations. There were a lot of talks, you know, that were had between these two people. Apparently, Mariam had carried all the gists of that gathering to go and tell Toyin. So guys, you totally need to watch out for my review of episode 2. In the meantime, let me know what you think about this first episode. Did it make the great impression on you or not? Share in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on another video soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.